profits, and if we have to pay tax, we will pay tax. But the most important thing is to develop the company. So we need to bring a lot of cash because we missing some cash in France,
Mm.
and most startups don't get enough money to develop abroad, worldwide.
Mm.
So that really what we focus on, and
But
we don't wait the policies to say what we have to do.
mm.
We really believe in entrepreneurs and focus on entrepreneurs. It's better to make huge valuation gap and pay tax than not making it.
Mm.
It's actually time to wrap up, and before doing that, I wanted to ask you, and this was definite. I haven't prepared you on this question, so we'll see what you say. But we have spent the afternoon here. We have listened to interesting speakers and companies, and it's really about the European friendship, as the ambassador Frank Belfrage put it, between our two countries.
Mhm.
And have you learned something new about Sweden or France this afternoon that you didn't already know?
There is good wine in France, I heard.
Yeah.
But that you already knew.
Ah, okay.
I hope.
Yeah.
Well, difficult to say. No, I've been in Sweden very many times, so I didn't really learn anything brand new. Um,
So what are you taking with you?
I think it's difficult for a French person to understand the Scandinavian spirit at one side, because people can be a bit cold at the beginning. But it's a bit like in northern France. It takes a bit of time, but then people, when they start knowing you, they're very straightforward, and their friendship remain uh, when it's existing, when it's developed. So it's a bit the same for a business. It will take me time to build up relationship, but every time I had a business development here, it took time, and then when it opened, it was sustainable. So I hope it will be the same for this time again.
Well,
Somebody else that has a takeout?
Yeah, I was very interested in listening to the entrepreneurial history of Sweden. I did know there was very big firms like Volvo, IKEA, and all, but I didn't know that there was such an enthusiasm on entrepreneurship in Sweden from a long time ago, and so that was a kind of discovery. I really also noted that. Some people were a little bit sarcastic about the reluctance of France to go for free trade and entrepreneurship, but that I was not too surprised.
That was repetition, but sometimes that's good too.
Yeah.
Alex, please.
Yeah, on my side, it's been long. We know that Scandinavia and especially Sweden is has great opportunities for business, for investments, and for investors as well. So I'm really happy to be here and to see, to meet people, make new connection for business here.
Well, I would like to finish with a word to the French ambassador and say that as employment is a very hot topic in most countries, in Sweden, 46% of all new jobs were created in companies less than 5 years old. So it's really startups creating close to half the new jobs the last couple of years. And it probably goes the same in France. And to make employment, you need employers. And most people here, and that we heard before, entrepreneurs are not starting companies because they have to. They do it because they want to. It's fun and it's rewarding and it's something coming from inside.
Mhm.
And it must be fun to be an employer. I think in France, the government does everything to make it tricky to be an employer. It should be easy to be an employer, to hire and fire. So if that could be done, I think a lot of good things should happen.
Thank you very, very much for being here, for coming, and I would like to thank the panel with a round of applause.
Thank you.
Time moves quickly when we're having so much fun and when we get to listen to that's called body language. Time moves quickly when we're listening to interesting speakers and meeting interesting new people. I hope I'm sorry, but I will not be able to ask all of you what your takeout or what you're learning from this afternoon is. But I actually think it's a pretty good thing to do when you have been at the seminar, just to think of, did I learn something, or did I meet someone special that I want to follow up with? I think this is about new knowledge, but also new connections. And if this European friendship is to be lasting and develop over the years to come, I think mutual understanding is key. But so is also personal relationship, because there will be no mutual understanding, there will be no trade, there will be no exchange if we don't have the connections, the contacts, and that is what the rest part of this afternoon and early evening will be all about. So I want to thank all of you for coming, but most of all, I want to thank Gita Patterson for the extraordinary work that she is doing and has been doing, not for 100 years, not yet, but for many years. And I'm really proud to be co-organizing this with you, Gita. Thank you so very much. And we'll invite you all to a small reception afterwards. But please rise for the Royal Highnesses.